What's worse than getting kicked out of a playoff game? Getting kicked out of a playoff game for an infraction so flagrant that you're suspended for the next one. I guess that's worse. And guess what? That's what happened. The Sabonis stomp, is that what we're going to call it?
Nice. I like that.
Has cost Draymond Green the ability to play in Game 3. The NBA last night suspending Draymond Green 1 game without pay for stepping on the chest of Domantas Sabonis. Joe Dumars, the executive vice president, head basketball operations, is the one who administered this fine. And he certainly knows about dirty play since he saw Lambeer do it up close and personal many times. I'm sorry, that was a Knick fan in me from the 90s coming out.
Hey, that was just hard basketball back then.
Thank you. In the 80s coming out. The suspension was based in part on Green's history of unsportsmanlike acts. Now, there you go. Just when you thought, are the Warriors tiring of seeing Draymond Green do something in a game that gets himself kicked out when you're playing for your playoff lives? Are they tired of this? You're wondering about that? Well, we found out one entity that's definitely tired of it, and it's called the National Basketball Association. I think Sabonis grabbed his ankle, and all he needed to do was just go down like a ton of bricks. Just play victim in the moment on the basketball court instead of trying to play victim on your podcast or at a podium. You know, if you want to play victim. I don't think he does, personally. And here's my 2 cents. What the heck? I'll give it to you.
It's your show.
I appreciate you saying that, Chris, but
No
you know, in his mind, it's definitely unsolicited, right?
He thinks he's being picked on.
I proffer to say that's the case. Yeah. I bet you he'll say that because he said that it was the second game in a row his ankle got grabbed and
has he
the refs didn't call
apologized
it.
yet for being away from his teammates, putting them in a hole like this?
I don't think you'll see it.
Yeah. So
I don't think you'll see it. And I guess we'll know if he is completely off the contrition reservation if, on Thursday night when the Warriors are hosting in San Francisco this playoff game that Draymond Green's going to miss, if he's at the Mets-Giants game with Marshawn Lynch, which will be going on just down the road in San Francisco. And we all know when he got suspended in the NBA Finals for kicking King James in the crown jewels, he was so contrite he watched an A's game across the street of the game that he missed with Marshawn Lynch. But that was when he was younger. Now you see him, he's got gray in his beard. And here's my 2 unsolicited cents. He should start becoming the elder statesman here. You can still put people on their ass if they drive the lane. You can still play hard basketball. You can still send messages with your play. Because he is that generationally talented. He will wind up in Springfield, Massachusetts, no matter how tired of this act the NBA might be and the Warriors might be. But to me, being wise enough to know you're being baited by somebody like Sabonis, and I believe this is what he was doing. Sabonis is known for throwing people around and doing some stuff that might be somewhat outside the lines, but he's smart enough to make sure you don't cross the line so flagrantly that you're going to get suspended, ejected, and then suspended. You know you're being baited. You know the refs are looking for it. So why play into it? I just don't get it. He strikes me as wise enough to know how to play this game and play it so well that he can do everything so well that he makes a championship difference. But he's going to miss this game. Your team's down 0-2 and he's there. Watch him from wherever he's going to watch. It's the most cliche phrase in sports up there with it is what it is and whatnot. Your best ability is your availability. And he's not there again. Was it worth it to bark at that guy spending $3,000 for his ticket behind the bench? Was it worth it? That you at least got Sabonis popped for a flagrant foul? Was it worth it to bark at the Steadicam operator for TNT? Was it worth it? Putting your hand behind your ear, telling the Kings fans, I want to hear it. I'll take in all your hate. Because I'll tell you what, the business of trying to fire up your team with you saying, I got your back to the point where I'll stomp on somebody's front and I'll take all the hate so you can fill in. I'll be the bad guy so you can be the good guys, making your threes and making your passes and making your defensive assignments stick. What would be more important would be being out there on the floor in Game 3. Because all the other stuff is nonsense. You're not there. You won't be there. Will the team win without him? Entirely possible. I mean, as you know, they've got some other guys who are going to wind up in Springfield, Massachusetts, too. I don't get it, though. I just simply don't get it because he's a graybeard. Be the wise ass and the wise guy, but be the smart guy, too. Take the Sabonis' grabbing of your ankle and go down like a ton of bricks yourself. Oh, my goodness, I've been fouled. Keep possession, get the flagrant on him, and turn around and smile, and then do that thing with your ear to the Kings fans because you're still in the game. It's a one-possession game. You've got the ball, and you know what you just pulled on Sabonis and the rest of the Kings fans. Light that beam. And instead, he decides to just go and do what he knows is going to bring about his ejection and possible suspension. People are itching to do it, and he knows it, and he feeds it. I don't get it. But he'll wind up on the set with, I guess his last laugh is everyone will download his pod, right? We're talking about him. I'm serious. This may be his metric. He's generationally enriched, and Turner will hire him when he's done. So, does it matter? It should. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.